Alright, what's going on, guys? It's Axeilize here, and this episode we're actually going to be playing chess on leechess.org. So I figured this would probably be a good series to do because chess has been gaining a lot of popularity recently due to the Queen's Gambit show on Netflix. And a lot of people are getting interested in chess that weren't interested in it before. So that means it will most likely be suitable content for recording. And I've actually played chess for many, many years before the Queen's Gambit was released. And I sort of burned out from the game, and I'm just recently coming back to it now because my friend got interested in chess and he wanted me to help teach him the game, and as a result I started getting back into chess myself. I used to spend hours and hours learning different chess openings and the like, and I used to go to chess tournaments around my area, and I play at the local chess club at the library. So that's enough backstory, I would think, so we can get into a game here. I prefer playing 10-0 rapid because in the other game modes you don't really gain that much experience because you don't have that much time to think. So I like playing the king's pawn opening. Alright, this guy's saying in the chat, I will destroy you. Okay, we'll see about that one. So he's playing the Caracal. I like to play the advanced variation because it prevents their knight from coming to f6, and it makes it kind of awkward for them to develop. Okay. I could try to strike in the center, maybe. And then if takes, I take, but he doesn't have to take. He can probably just play something like queen here to attack this pawn or something of the like, but or he can play f6 to try to undermine my center, and then this might be weak later on. It also gives his bishop a fairly strong diagonal, but then we can vault the knight to here, actually. So let's see. He's gonna mirror the position. Okay. Let's see. I think we just take. And now, if he takes, then I'll do an intermittent move probably to take here. Alright, so he's gonna take at the queen. I can just attack his queen with tempo now. And he can't take here because then I take with the knight. So he'll have to drop back. Either here, here, or here. At which point I'll probably reinforce this pawn with the bishop. And then if he takes, I can take with the queen. And then if we trade, absolutely not. I'm not accepting a take back. Get destroyed. Easy win. Seems like you're eating your words now. Alright, we go again. New game. Alright, we're playing against a 2012. I'm debating just aborting the game, that way I can get an easier opponent, but even if I lose, only lose like 2 rating points or so. So I'll just mirror the king's pawn opening. I've actually beat someone that has been 2300 before, so it's not too inconceivable that I'd be able to beat this guy. So we're going to attack the pawn here. So we'll have to defend with something like pawn there. So I guess if I take here, he's going to push, take, then I have to move my bishop back, and then he can push on my knight. And then I'll have to move my knight, say here for example, and then he can take this pawn. But then I can just castle, and or I can alternately just play here, gain a tempo on his knight, and then castle. And this pawn is going to be very extended, so it will most likely be a weakness in the future. So I'm just going to take this guy. I also have d5 available to me as well if I want. So yeah, this looks really, really good for me, because I get to reinforce this knight and attack his bishop at the same time. Alright, so now he's threatening to remove the defender and then take this pawn. I could just reinforce this with f6, but you generally don't want to play a weakening move like f6 in the opening, unless you're going to castle queenside, but he has a very good potential for a pawn storm like so I don't really think that's going to be wise. Alternatively, what if we just pin his knight in turn? Then he can no longer take this. So say takes, pawn here. Then I can move back, but then he's going to take with the rook. Could alternately just move my bishop back now. But then after this, and I move back, he's going to take anyways. I'm just going to go for the pin. We'll go for activity here. I have been using a lot of time, so I gotta be careful. Okay, that's weird. I can take, and then he takes, and then I can take with the knight, or I can take the knight, and then he's forced to double his pawns, otherwise this pawn will just hang. Oh, I actually messed up bad. Well, we can take, no, we can't. That was just a really bad move by me. Yeah. I probably would have been fine if I just retreated somewhere. I mean, I might have counterplayed down this file. Let's see. I'm just going to go here, try to get a check in, because I'm losing either the bishop or knight regardless. And if he takes my knight now, then I can take this pawn, but I guess he can just take this. Oh, okay, he took the pawn. Interesting. So now I take here. And now I just sidestep my king. Because he can't take, otherwise I take here. And I get out of the pin as well. So we're not actually doing too bad. If he would have taken my bishop earlier, we would have pretty much just been lost. Because he takes my bishop and then there's no way to get my knight out of the pin, so we can just recover it at a later time, but he really messed up. So I'll have to play something like queen here, at which point I can move the knight over here, build up another attacker on this pawn. Okay. That's interesting. Well, if I go here, I can just trap his rook. But then he's gonna take my knight. I take his rook. He takes this pawn. I go here. But then he can attack my queen and threaten mate in the same move. Actually, no, it wouldn't be mate because the rook could take. So let's just go here. The only thing is my king's safety. I mean, he can check here, but then I just sidestep to g8, and I'm eventually gonna move my pawn and get my king to safety as well. And he can't do anything like this, because then I just take. Yeah, so now I just take here. I guess I actually didn't have to take that move. I could have waited because his rook was still trapped. So I could have just probably recaptured this pawn. But there might have been some defense that I didn't see. He's taking a lot of time to think here. Well, he does have potential threats like bishop here, but then, as I said, I can just sidestep, and he could try to set up a two-move combination with something like queen here, and then he's threatening to go here. And when I sidestep, he can just check, and then I take, and then he takes, and then that's checkmate. But if he goes here, okay, he's just gonna take. We could attack his queen. If we attack his queen, then I'll have to move somewhere along this these diagonals are here. And he can't take my rook because then this is defending the queening square. So I think this is fine. Do have to be careful about something like this in the future as well. So we could go here, threatening to go here. But then actually, if he goes here, I can just pin the bishop to the king, so... And I always have this check available to me, which is really, really nice to have in case something occurs in the future, like bishop here, and then I move, and then he doesn't move this bishop away. See, I literally have one move that doesn't lose on the spot, so that's fine. Oh yeah, I guess, yeah. Because then rook here, and then I'm forced to take, and then he takes, and I can't stop this from queening. I don't believe. Yeah, there's not really much to do. I can't stop this, so I'll just have to resign the game. See, that's why I was hesitant to play against the 2012, although I didn't do very good. We can analyze this game even though it wasn't very long. I always like to analyze my games after I finish them because you can learn what kind of moves are best in similar positions in the future. Okay. So everything was fine up to this point. It says C3's an inaccuracy, but that didn't do much for me. Oh, I could have just taken... yeah. I could have just taken this with either the knight or the bishop. And if I take with the bishop, I just win his rook, so I would have been automatically winning immediately. But, that was really, really bad by me. So, yeah. Yeah, I don't know, I haven't been in any positions similar to that before, and I didn't think of the move at the time. Unfortunately, so... you just have to recognize that and move on after the fact. Okay, I have literally no idea what this is. It's like some kind of weird English opening. So now I'll just attack his pawn, I guess, and he immediately did this, but this square is incredibly weak. I mean, I can put my bishop on the diagonal and my knight on the square too. So when there's a pawn weakness, you generally want to put a square on it to blockade, so I would want to do that. So I can put my knight here, but then I would actually blunder this. And if I just castle, can he push here or no? Here I take... he takes, I take, he takes, and I take, so no, he can't. So yeah, we can just castle. Okay. So now I want to defend this pawn, prepare to go knight here to blockade this pawn. And then yeah, I'll just go here. And then if he takes, I get a very nice bishop. He could try to get rid of it immediately, I suppose. let's see. I'll actually just go back for now, because he still can't push this and get rid of the pawn. So he's going to prepare to go here. I'll just put a stop to that with a5. Then he's going to try to do it again. Let's see. I mean, if he goes here, I take, or if he goes here, I take, he takes. I go bishop here, takes, takes. He can't really attack this pawn. But I can't attack his pawn either. But I do, well actually I do have the open file, so I could try going here once this bishop moves. So I think we just develop the bishop for now. We can also, if we develop it here, push, take, take, here, take, take, then I have this option in the future because my rook is defending that. I could actually just go here now, but I don't think it looks very good. I would like to keep the bishop pair ideally though, but there isn't really that good of a square to go. I could go here, and then if he pushes, I take, 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 and then I'm just winning a pawn. But actually no, you take here. So if here, here, take, 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 then I can go queen here, knight back, bishop here, and it looks like a very good position for me. But actually he could just take the bishop there actually. But then I could go here and then here. Alright. Let's just go for the bishop move we were thinking of. Get any ideas of taking the bishop after this out of the way. I could have also invaded the rook here and then doubled, but until my rooks are connected, that doesn't seem very wise. Let's just go here, reinforce this guy, and I can prepare to double rooks as well. I mean, he might think that he's going to trap my bishop, but then I can just double rooks and I'm fine. I could push here right now as well, but then this guy's a bit weak. But if I push, he either has to reinforce this, at which point I just go bishop here, or he has to take, and then I can take with the pawn, and then I open up my queen to get over here as well. So if queen here, I just go here, and then he's forced to just lose a pawn. Yeah. So he could actually, if I take here, he can actually take like so, and then if I take, he takes my bishop, and then he wins a pawn. So I'm kind of forced to take with the queen, actually. Alright, let's let's just prepare to double rooks. I don't really have to worry about his light square bishop getting at my rook, because there are 2 pawns in the way at the moment. I showed a very good play on the queen side. Alright, let's see. Could try to trade off the light square bishop, but his bishop isn't doing anything right now, so probably wouldn't be wise. I should probably try to get the knight in the attack. Maneuver the knight over here, perhaps. Yeah. He's going to try to double rooks and attack this guy twice. But I actually just defended it. So take. And then these 2 pawns are incredibly weak, but so is this one. Do I care about well, he's just gonna win a pawn if I don't do anything. So yeah, I mean, we can open up the bishop on this file as well. If he goes bishop takes, I'll probably just move bishop here. And then if he moves back, I guess I'll trade and then bring the knight in. This is such a weird position. Okay, he's gonna go there. I'm running really low on time, actually. Hold up. Let's go. Let's go knight here, try to fix our pawn structure if he takes. He can go knight here now. But then I just go here most likely. Do I go here? If I go here, then he gets this in. He could go, well, bishop there at a later day. He can't do it now because then I just take his knight. I believe that just loses a pawn, but then he can take here, I guess. Let's just reinforce this guy. And my bishop as well. And now I can take here if he doesn't move the knight away. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I can attack the rook here. And also get the bishop on the same diagonal as my queen as well. But if I do it now, then he just takes here. Okay, I gotta move a lot faster. Let's drop back, attack this guy twice. Go here. He can't take, because then I take his queen. Doesn't have any checks either, because this pawn is blockading him. Alright, let's see. Let's go here. Threaten to win a piece. Or threaten to win a pawn, rather. Because then, if he doesn't move, then I take. I take, and then he takes, and I take with the rook, and he can't take back, because then I win the queen. And he doesn't have any checks to get his queen out of the way before taking either. Alright, well that just fails to what I just mentioned. Oh. Well, that wasn't wise. But I'm really low on time. I can try to win his queen via this maneuver. Let's see. He's pinning my rook. I'll just go here. And then takes, I'll sidestep. Okay, I'll take. Take. Do I have a perpetual? I don't think, because then he can block, and then I can't check anymore, because then he takes. Or we could just block here. I'll have to hope for a perpetual. If he messes up, hopefully. Should try to remove her over here. Yeah, okay. If he takes this pawn, I have a perpetual check. Okay, he didn't though. I can't go here, otherwise he pins my queen and forces a trade. Oh, wait, I just lost my queen. Okay. Oh, that was not good. Alright, we'll probably do like one or two more here. Head with the king's pawn opening. And then we just strike in the center in these positions. Because black pretty much wastes the tempo by doing this. For no good reason. Takes, trade, and then he's forced to take with the king, otherwise I take this pawn for free. So that's a pretty bad move. And if he takes with the knight, I takes with the pawn, trade queens, and he can no longer castle, which is what we want to see. So I'm already at an advantage. Because he'll have to waste tempo to get his king to safety. Or he'll have to just be vulnerable in the king side. Now I can just take this guy, actually. I'm not sure the purpose of that move. Trading benefits me because I'm a pawn. I'm gonna go knight here and then try to fianchetto my bishop to attack this guy further. Could have also taken this to trade. But my bishop is probably better than his knight will be. Yeah, I mean, he can win this pawn, but I don't think I really mind that much. I could just go here and here as well. That way, he's forced to capture now, which allows me to take with the pawn and protect this guy. So he's putting pressure on this, but it doesn't really do anything because it's defended. Or no, he's attacking this. Okay, yeah. Let's see. Let's just bring the bishop back if he wants to trade. I take with the... Okay, now he's literally just losing a piece because I can fork his bishop and his knight. Oh no, because then he can take my bishop in between. Okay, yeah. So I take with the knight. He has to move the bishop. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of out of it today, I suppose. I'm missing a lot of easy things to spot. Alright, let's just develop the bishop, prepare the queenside castle. Also put defense on this guy. So now he can no longer move this bishop until he moves his king, which will waste tempo. Alright, let's attack this pawn. It's interesting. I would want to get my knight in the attack somehow. Like here and here, perhaps. Yeah. Seems fine. Because then I'm threatening to win his bishop and... Okay, he's going to prevent me from doing that, but... Now I just go here. Then if he pushes, I push here. Okay, I push here. Oh, I could, yeah. I can maneuver my knight into this square, which would be ideal. He might go for a trade of rooks, but I am up a pawn, but the pawn that I'm up is a doubled pawn. So it might not be that bad for him, actually. But now I can just go knight here, and then if he trades, I get the open file, which will be beneficial for me. If I can get to 1900, by the end of this episode, that'd be good actually, because that will be a new personal best, and it's just a nice number to be at. So by the way, if you're wondering why I'm not playing on chess.com, I honestly think chess.com is horrendously is a horrendously bad site, because pretty much all features that you can get for free on Lichess you have to pay for on chess.com, and it just constantly advertises the premium membership of chess.com, which is very, very annoying. And I like the interface of Lichess a lot more, because it's a lot faster and more appealing. So let me see. If I jump in here, he can just bring his king to the center, maybe. But then check, and then takes, and then this is going to be a very strong pass pawn, but I might actually lose it. I could also go here, prepare to kick away the bishop. I mean, you can't prevent this from happening, really. So I don't need to do this right away. I think I'll just prepare here and here, reinforce this guy. And I suppose he could push, takes. But I don't have to take. I can push and then go here next move as well. Okay, he's going to allow this. Now I go for the check, get my knight in here. I could have actually gone rook here on the last move, which would probably have been better because his bishop wouldn't be there, because he did block his rook last move. Okay, let's prepare to double rooks, and then bust open the king side. Don't know if I want to go here or here though. If I go here, then this and this might be an issue, but then I just take. I think we go here, get to reinforce these two pawns as well. And I can literally just ignore that, because it doesn't really accomplish much. If he takes, I just take back, and sure, he can bring his rook over. But I'm going to be a lot faster over here with this pawn push. And plus I can just move the king here or something of the like if he goes to that file, because he'll have to double before it really accomplishes anything anyways. I'm really not sure what that accomplishes. He can maybe bring his rook in here. Let me just bring my king up in that case. I don't really need to rush anything. Prevent this, and he can't go here because obviously I take. If he brings knight here, I can defend this pawn, and he doesn't really have any play, because everything, all these squares here are defended. Or like literally all of these squares actually. So it's not really going to do anything. And I can defend this pawn with the king. And he can't bring his bishop in because this pawn's blocking it. And there's no way for him to create a break because it's an isolated pawn. So now I guess he's going to try to double up here. But now I'm going to be much, much faster on the king side. Because yeah, I take with check, so he doesn't have any business down here. And I take with check again. Okay, do I have a mate somewhere? If here, king here, this is checkmate because all these squares are covered. If here and here, it's the same thing. If here and then here and here, then I can check. King back, check, king here. Well, if king here, I can go bishop here, here. Well, currently these two squares are covered. If I go here, check, back rank here, he has to go there. And then I don't really have any play. I could just push the pawn for now. Is there any way I can promote to a knight and checkmate? Because that would be amazing. Okay, I think we go here. And then if check, I just go here, and he doesn't really have any other play. And he can't bring the rook here, because then I just take, so yeah. I mean, he can take with the pawn, I guess. Or you can take this pawn with the knight. But actually, I just go here, and if he takes, it's not with check. And if he goes here, I just take his rook. He can sack, but that doesn't really do anything, because then I have checkmate. Okay, yeah. So now, okay, watch this, guys. This is going to be amazing. Here, if he goes here, this is checkmate. So he has to go to the back. Oh. He didn't let me do it. So if you look here, this was going to be an insane checkmate because or actually, I think he could have just escaped. Oh no. So if he goes... Oh, actually, yeah, I could... If he goes here, I just promote to a queen. So that would have been checkmate. What I was thinking of is check here, check here, promote to a knight here, and then checkmate. But actually, that's not checkmate, so never mind. I was just trying to see if there was a situation where promoting to a knight would actually checkmate him, but no such luck. But anyways, after this situation here, it's just a forced checkmate, I think. Because if here, no matter if he goes here or here, this is checkmate. If here or here, then promoting the pawn is checkmate. So yeah, that was a very nice attack. I want to see the analysis here. ready to see 17 blunders. Oh, 0 blunders. Wow. Okay. 3 mistakes and 1 accuracy, but still. I mean, yeah, this was kind of bad, this area for me. Because what I should have done is just develop the knight here, let him take if he wishes, and then reinforce. Then I can eventually castle queenside. But instead I went for this, which was dumb. Because then I forgot that this pawn would just be hanging if I take back with the knight, so there's no reason for me to put the knight here over here. And for some reason I was delusional. I thought that this was just going to be a fork. But obviously he can just take the bishop. And then I still haven't had any mistakes or inaccuracies. A3 was fine, knight d7, yeah. Because here I could have... This was a mistake, because I could have gone here and then brought in the rook. Because then, yeah, if here... I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. But no matter where he goes, I'm going to be able to bring the rook in. And then if he goes back... then I can just take this pawn. So that would be good for me. But instead I did it in the wrong order. Oh yeah, that would have been a good move actually, because if he takes my knight, I take his king, I take his pawn, and then he goes here, I take, he takes, and then at the end I'm just winning a pawn, because I'm winning a rook and 2 pawns for 2 pieces. But I usually don't concern myself with just winning pawns in chess, but that's probably why I'm not that high rated. But yeah, overall that was actually a very, very good game. So let's do one more. I want to try to get to 1900 here. So once again, we'll do the king's pawn opening. I don't think sound is actually coming through. Oh, I think I have the site muted actually. Yeah, I do. But there's not much that can be done about that now. I really have no idea what this opening is. I think he's trying to bait me into overextending. That way this pawn will be a weakness, because the only way I can reinforce it is by playing f4. And that would weaken my king side. So I'll just go for knight there. And I really hate people that just play this system, because it's so brainless to do. It's like you don't even try to play the game, you just basically do your own thing and create a fortress and not even paying attention to what your opponent's doing. Because like literally your moves are pretty much just going to be the same every single time. Like you fianchetto your bishop, castle, fianchetto your other bishop, bring the knight out. And then it's literally just brainless. I'm not sure the purpose of that move. He's going to try to bring the queen out, perhaps. Or he's going to go here, but he could have done that last move, because if takes, then takes. Or no, because then the pawn's there, never mind. But I think e6 would have been a much better move if that was his plan. Because if now takes, here, takes. Well, actually, I could probably do this first and then, but I don't know. I don't think I have to concern myself with what's happening, so let's just castle. Could have tried to castle queenside and pawn storm him, but I want to play it safe this game since I would really like to get a win here. Alright, obviously, well, let's just drop back here because I don't really like how it's looking with this pawn storm on the queen side. So let's just drop back. His plan is actually push here, hope that I move the bishop here, push here, go here, and then he gets this pawn. But if I go bishop here, then I'm defending it again. Okay. I think he's a wee bit overextended on the queen side here. What if I push? He moves the knight. I take this pawn with the knight, and then he takes back, and then I can go bishop here, and there's no way for him to defend the rook. And if takes, it's the same. I mean, I guess he can go knight here. But then... yeah. Now this doesn't really work, because if here takes here, then he can reinforce this. But then I can go c4. Alright. So, yeah. But then, no. What if he just goes here? Well, then it's the same thing, because he can't defend his bishop. And his... knight in the same move. And taking here wouldn't work, because then he just takes with the queen. And if knight here, I just take his queen, then take his rook, so... or actually, this doesn't work, because his pawn, dang. The next move he can defend his bishop. I miscalculated. Let me see. Could go here to prepare to attack this knight. I could also just go queen here, prepare to pin his knight to his queen as well. And that also reinforces this, so I guess, sure. He still can't move this knight, because then I take his bishop. So I'll have to go queen here, or something like that, but then I pin his knight to his queen. I'm also threatening to take this pawn with attacking the bishop as well. So we still definitely have some play here. Let's see. I think that actually defends everything. And I'm running really low on time. I'll just take and go queen or bishop here. Bring my rooks in the center, I guess. Although it looks pretty bad. He's threatening to take, and then take. But I think I have to go for this. I have to try to get some counterplay down the file, I don't know. I mean, sure, but then I just move my queen. Let's go here. If he takes with the bishop, I take with the knight, takes, and then takes. So he has to move his bishop. He can't move it here. Can't move it there. Or he can move it there. He was very close to being trapped, actually. But he's not, so I'm not sure why he's thinking that much. Okay, now let's try to trade bishops and then bring my knight in maybe, but it looks dubious. Because he doesn't have to trade, he can just let me take and then takes and then okay, let's just go here. Yeah, I mean, I never resign even when my position is really, really bad, because players at these ranks can often make really disastrous mistakes, which will then result in me being able to come back. But, I mean, it's pretty hard to mess up this position for him. I mean, just taking this would probably be fine. Okay. Let's take the bishop. He can do this in between move maybe, but then I go here and then here. Let's see. I could try to knight here? I don't know. I'm just gonna start pushing this pawn, I guess. I mean, I can't do any pins because his bishop here. If he moves it here, for example, maybe I could. But then, I mean, he can just bring the rook here and get me off of the file. Because then if I take, he takes with the knight. And sure, I get to win the knight back, but then I'm down material. Okay, he's going to do that now. We can't really afford a trade. Let's go here. If I can get my rook over to the H file, maybe I have a chance, but it's not looking very good. I mean, he can take this pawn, but then I can try to go for this, and then, I don't know, try to get my queen in here and checkmate, but doesn't look very promising. If takes, I can push and open up this file, maybe. Okay, he's gonna go there. Let's go here, that way I can push, and if takes, I can take with the rook and then check. And then mate. And if he takes this pawn, then check and mate. But I doubt he's gonna fall for that. He can probably just bring the rook back here. I think he messed up. I think I'm just gonna win a piece, because can I just pin his knight to his rook now? And then there's literally no way for him to defend this. Or is there? Because then he can bring knight there, but I have to go for it. I mean, well, oh no. If I go rook here, then that's gonna fork my king and queen. So that'd be terrible. I'm really low on time too. Let's just go with this. And then I'll push. Yikes. Okay, take. Here. 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 Hope that he blunders and gives me his queen, I guess. Oh, actually, I'm attacking his rook too. Did not actually realize that, but yeah. So I'm just winning a pawn. Oh my god, he blundered his rook. Okay, we've comeback potential here, guys. Go here. Check. Go here. Threaten mate. How does he prevent it? I don't see it. If he goes here, checkmate. Oh. He did prevent it. Check. And then I take, and I'm winning his bishop. I do have 13 seconds, though. This is going to be close. I think he doesn't have any checks. I can probably pre-move queen takes. He doesn't have any checks. Take. Here. 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 Takes. Here. Push, push. Okay. Come on. Oh my God. We made the comeback. Jesus Christ. That has to be like the game of the century. Down on time, down on material. Opponent blunders, we come out on top. What a great way to finish the episode. Ending directly above 1900 and on a comeback win. So that's why you never resign, guys, because you always have the opportunity to come back, assuming you're not playing Magnus Carlsen or something of the like. So that's going to do it for this episode. I hope that you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.